Hello everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. If you are not subscribed, I hope that you'll consider subscribing and join me on my budgeting journey. I am planning to do a giveaway of some amazing budgeting items I have acquired over the years to share once I reach 300 subscribers. And the only way that you'll be able to potentially win that giveaway is if you are subscribed. And I am Deidre, by the way, and a huge love out to all of my returning subscribers. I appreciate you being here. I love reading your comments. I think this budgeting community is so inspiring and so positive. So let's just keep spreading the love all around. So today is one of my favorite videos to film. It is my sinking funds / savings update for the end of the month, so we can see where I've made some progress and kind of see how things are going. And I will actually be debt free when you see this video. I'm filming it a little bit early, but my last debt payment is going to be going through, so I'm going to be consumer debt free. I will still have my mortgage. So yeah, that is I don't really know if I have words to explain how I feel. I have been in and out of debt most of my adult life, more so in debt. And it's not that I haven't paid debt down. I think I've maybe been debt free maybe once. I've sort of always had credit card debt. I've had line of credit debt. I've had personal loans. So to be fully done and have shifted my mindset when it comes to debt, I'm glad it finally happened. Better in my mid to late 30s than never, obviously. So yeah, and I just wanted to give a quick update. Nobody knows this, but well, I have talked about, I do have some health issues. I'm not going to go into those, but my manager, who has been my manager for about 4 years now, told our team that she is leaving for an entirely different position. And the reason I bring this up is there's nobody in place to replace her right now. And we don't really know what's going to happen. There's just a lot of bureaucracy and a lot of things happening in the organization that I work for. And she has been awesome in regards to my health. She's been very supportive. She doesn't know nitty-gritty details, but she's supportive of me taking off time to go see surgeons, to have medical procedures done. Just very understanding. I'm not slacking on my work. I'm not missing a ton of work, but just being very gracious and empathetic. And she is the first boss that I've had in this particular position. This is my now fourth boss. And she's the first one that's really human. The other three were not very good managers, in my opinion, and that's not just me saying it. Anybody that I've worked with that worked under them has the exact same thoughts. They just were not good managers. You can be, in my experience anyways, you can be highly educated, you can be great on paper, you could have moved from position to position, but that doesn't make you a great manager. This manager, I have felt, has been a real leader and not a boss, if that makes sense. So I am worried about the future, what kind of manager will come in place. I have not had good experiences, and in our organization, I hear more often than not from people in other departments that their managers are not great. So my organization tends to promote people that probably shouldn't be in management, but they either have the education or they've had years of experience, or that department's just kind of wanting to get rid of them. So they're like, yeah, they're fantastic. So fingers crossed that whoever comes in is good. Yeah, I just don't know what to do. I want to be sort of upfront. I do have the odd letter, and I think I will try and get another letter from my surgeon just to cover my bases if needed. Obviously not going into any details for this new person, but I think it's important for me to say, yes, I do have some limitations. I'm at work. There's never been an issue with my work. There's never been an issue with me responding to inquiries or anything like that. But this is just the reality of life. So if you have any thoughts or suggestions, I would greatly appreciate that. The reason I bring this up is because her leaving, I have a feeling most of the tasks she has been wonderful at looking after that she took off of my plate or reassigned are going to end up falling by the wayside, and those tasks and duties will be then placed on my plate again, which impacts my physical health. Not so much my mental health, it's more the physical, the stress, stress as well as just physically demanding being on a computer with no breaks, not much movement, really impacts my health issues. So I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen. My coworker who is backup basically for me when I am not around, when I'm on vacation or whatever, she really doesn't want to be my backup anymore. So if there is like a lapse in management, I think it's going to be really difficult on me to say, hey, I really need your help. She's a fantastic human being and I can fully appreciate where she's coming from, but she kind of just doesn't want to do extra, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just kind of I'm just in a period of just unknowns, and I'm trying not to worry too much because I can't control a lot of things. But yeah, if you have any thoughts or suggestions how I could bring up my sort of health issues or my concerns, I don't want to automatically think that the new person coming in will be horrible. I'm actually hoping it will be somebody that maybe I'm already aware of or have worked with before. And so there's already like a good working relationship there. So yeah, any thoughts or suggestions would be greatly appreciated. So now that that little, I don't know, update, rant, whatever you want to call it, is done, we are going to be going over my numbers for April and see what progress I've made in my sinking funds. And I do have my laptop here because I use Excel just to do the calculations for me when it comes to differences. So at the end of March, we had $4,259.38 across all of the accounts that I do track. There are my checking account, my account that I use for my property taxes, my like RSPs, my tax-free savings. I don't keep track of these here. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to do some online only accounts, so there is no physical, any binders, any trackers, anything for them. The first one is my vehicle, and at the end of March, I had $1,122.05, and I am actually down, and I'll explain why I'm down to $427.78. So when I worked out paying off my line of credit, my debt, I would have had $800 left owing at the end of April after all the payments that I was making were going through from my paycheck. And I decided I do need winter tires, but they won't be needed to be purchased until probably September, October, maybe November time. So I took the $800 from this account and paid off my line of credit. I will be repaying this account with my May paychecks so that I'm brought back up, and then I will just actually up what I'm contributing every single paycheck into this account just to have even more money, so I will be able to get those tires. So yeah, next up is my household account. So this is more meant for anything household, laundry, detergent, toilet paper, dishwashing liquid, if I had to buy some new plates, things like that. At the end of March, I had $57.02 in there, and at the end of April, I have $75.03. That is because I did have to buy, now I'm trying to remember what I had to buy for household related. Oh, I think it was, dishwashing tablets, like the Cascade Platinum things. They were on sale. I wasn't out of them, but I bought them when they were on for a good price. And I think there was something else, but this will also start getting increased in June. The amount that I get put into that account every single paycheck. So I'm not too concerned about that. Christmas, yes, I'm saving for Christmas. I highly recommend starting in January to save for Christmas or holidays that you tend to buy for. It's so much easier to just put a little bit away. I know some people are like, I'll start in the summer, and then something comes up, and then all of a sudden it's October and they're freaking out. So I've been saving this way for, I think this is my third year. money goes into an account every single paycheck. And then if I see something, say Christmas in July, and I see something I would love to give to somebody for Christmas, then I already have the money in there. So at the end of March, I had $120.06 because it's gaining small amounts of interest. And at the end of April, I have $180.13. So we're up $60, just over $60. It was a 3 paycheck month. So that's the reason for that. And I'm going to go into my month ahead binder just because it's fairly easy to do. We're making great progress in this binder. So let's see, we have $60 for cell phone. These are fully funded, by the way. Gas of $60, car insurance of $80, groceries of $100, property tax, internet, and I do have to actually put some more money in here for internet and property tax, so that will get put in probably in June. And then I have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 80, 280 in condo fees. So I have $860 in there, which is up from $740 of last month. So it got $120 in there. So that's really great. I'm happy with the progress in there. So next up is sort of revolving, some of this is priority and some of this is just stuff I tend to use quite regularly. So first up is my hair category. I get my hair done. The next appointment will be at the middle of July. So I will have this probably fully funded plus extras by that time, which is great. So I had 105 at the end of March, but I did just have my appointment. So we have 20 and 40. So we're technically down 65, but technically we were down 105, but it got money this month. So, and I do space out my hair appointments quite far. So I'm not getting it done like every 4 weeks. I'm getting it done every 9 to 11 weeks roughly. So next up is nails, which should have 45. So we have 20, 30, 45. It had at 45 at the end of March. I have an appointment upcoming here, so that's where some of the money has gone. Beauty. I had $100 at the end of March. I did buy a few things from the shopping channel as well as Sephora, but it has $30 in there now. So it's technically down, but this gets money put into it and then it gets money used. So next up is clothes, which I'm hoping will get some more love in the future because it's always good to have a little bit in clothes category, I'm finding. So at the end of March, we had $20 in there and we have 5 and 10 in there now. So technically down $10. Oh, I did purchase rain boots from Poshmark. They were brand new with tags, still on. I'm a Poshmark seller. If you're interested, that link is down below. I had like a credit on my account as well as I had a shipping discount and the boots were already like super discounted. So I had to buy them. I have no rubber boots, which is crazy because I live in Canada. I mean, not that we get tons and tons of rain here, but just in that springtime where there's still like a little snow, but it's melting. And so there's puddles of water everywhere. I figured I would buy them and they were an awesome deal. So next up is technology, which has seen a huge change. And if you go back to, I think it was my April 16th paycheck stuffing, you will see why. I ended up having to get a newer iPhone. There's a whole story to it, but yeah, so this is really depleted, but that's okay. The money was there and I didn't have to use, I did technically put it on my credit card and then I just transferred the money and paid it off, but I didn't have to go into debt for it, which is the main reason why I do cash stuffing, because it just takes that worry and weight when you can just pay for it. So we have $50 in the bank and $10 in cash. So at the end of March, we had $690.25 because it was getting a bit of interest. And we now have 60, so it is down over $630, but that is okay. I got what I needed and I got to pay for it. And yeah, so I'm okay with it. Next up is gifts, which is gifts for Mother's Day, Father's Day, and my siblings' birthdays, my brother-in-law's birthdays, and my parents' birthdays. And if something comes up, like if I, one of my friends, like if I want to buy her boys something for their birthdays, usually I give them books or I give her money to put into their education funds. So when they are of age, kind of like a college fund, university fund. I've done that before. So this would come out of here. So at the end of March, we had 50 and we have 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, and 70. And I did have some money come out of here because I did purchase my dad's Father's Day gift already. And I'm looking to kind of finish my mom's. So Mother's Day gift. Giving, which is meant for giving. It's meant for donating and giving. Had $35 at the end of March, and it has 5, 10, 15, and 20. So this did get some money, but I did make a donation to our local food bank as well. So this one gets money, and then it goes down, and then it gets money, and then it goes down. Next up is emergency fund, which is an absolutely huge priority this year. And it gets money every single paycheck. And so at the end of March, we had $260 in here, and we now have $450 in here. I did finish a challenge. I did have some extra money from a Poshmark sale that I put in here. And there was something else, but I don't remember. But yes, that's why it is up quite a bit more, but I'm quite happy. I'm almost at my first goal, which is the $500. I want to get at least 1,000. If everything works out the way I'm hoping it will for the rest of the year, I will have more than meet that goal, which is great. So next up, we have our sort of long-term or sort of future goals. So I don't know if I spoke about this, but I am part of a union for my job, and I found out that there was another insurance company in Canada that does insurance. I have a discount for all my vehicle insurance, but they always wanted a lot for my condo insurance, so I never bundled them together. And so I contacted the company. Well, I did a quote, and then I had the gentleman give me a call back, just because you have to go over more details than like an online quote will actually give you. And it was going to actually be quite a bit less. I think it was about $280 for the year. Condo insurance is almost like renter's insurance. It's basically for contents only. There's a few clauses because condos in the province I'm at, I don't know if it's all over Canada, if there was potentially damage that you caused as the owner, meaning like you flooded your tub, if you started a fire and caused fire damage to other units, the building's condo insurance would then go after your insurance, and you have to have a certain amount of whatever, basically to cover a deductible is basically what it is. So that's kind of what you're basically paying for. So I paid for it. I took out the extra money. Oh yeah, that's where I did put some money into my emergency fund. So it technically has 0. I will be fast tracking and saving up, but I did save some money, so I'm quite happy, and I already had the money saved and just paid for it. So I'm quite happy with that. Next up is my renewals, which is my AAA and my car registration, vehicle registration, and it has is fully funded, and it has $200 in there. So it had $200 last month. Next up is subscriptions. These ones don't change, but we'll do them anyways. Subscriptions is for XM. I will have to pay another full year in July, as I got a 2-year deal at $5 a month. So we got 20, 40, 50, 60. I listen to XM sometimes in my vehicle when I'm driving, but I listen to it while I'm working, mostly streaming it through my computer. Next up is health, which doesn't have a lot, which is okay. Health at the end of March had 60, and it now has 10, 15, and 20. The reason for that is I kind of got sick again and needed to buy some over-the-counter stuff, so that's kind of what it's been used for. So hoping to build that up again soon. Next up is travel. No travel plans anytime soon, just can't really afford it right now. At the end of March, it had 20, and it has 5, 10, 15, and 20, so no change there, which makes sense. I didn't put anything in, but that's okay. Furniture, hopefully for my new place, which I'm hoping to buy in 2026. We had $20 at the end of March, and we have 5, 10, 15, and 20. So no change there. A lot of these aren't going to be changing because they just haven't gotten any. Rainy day, which I used to do. I might bring that back again in the future. Has had zero for quite a long time. Date night, time for myself. I've been using this money mostly for yoga classes when I sign up for usually a 6 or 8 week period. So at the end of March, I had 105, and I have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. So it is down, and then it got some money. It is down because I did sign up for a yoga class that is currently happening, and it ends towards the end of May. It was 6 weeks. I'm quite enjoying it. So and $60 would be enough, hopefully, if they don't really raise prices, would be enough for like a 6-week session. So next up is pets, which has not gotten any love, but it's going to start getting love pretty quick because when I move, my goal is to get a dog. It's had $75 for quite a long time, and there's no change there. This new home will be getting some love come July. It's going to be used for a new home, so it could be used for anything for a new home. And yes, so we're going to keep that. It's had nothing for quite a long time, but it will start to get some love, and it will change binders. Next up is appliances. Appliances for the future, not a priority right now. It has $0 and has had $0. This debt payoff challenge, I've thought about getting rid of or maybe repurposing for something. It hasn't had money in quite a long time because I haven't needed to. I haven't been doing these sort of things. So yeah, I'll kind of see what I want to do in the future. I haven't fully decided yet. So there's 2 binders that I do have that I don't use, but I do plan to use again in the future, and I have used them previously. I quite love them. The first is Save All You Want from Gail at Budget With Me 24/7. I did this a few times last year. And then the Iris binder, which is a Save $500 challenge. And I will actually show it when I get it in, but Iris sells envelopes that are basically clear, and they include a mini saving challenge that you can put into your binders from her. And it's just easier way of like maybe saving 50 or 100 or whatever, just more towards your goals. So because of the time difference between where I'm at in Canada and Iris, sorry, I need a drink of water. She usually puts stuff on her shop, her Etsy shop, kind of like, I don't know, sometimes like midday, and like I'm never really on Etsy to check or anything, but she did have the envelopes that she was selling. I was able to snag one. It has been shipped and it's on its way to me, so when I get that in the mail, I will share that. And the goal is that I will then start using that small mini challenge to complete this binder, and I will use this binder for like extra, basically mortgage payments. So those have had nothing for quite a while, so I just keep track of them, but they haven't had any. So at the end of March, again, we had $4,259.38, and we are down quite a bit, but that's okay because some things were purchased, some things were paid for, like my condo insurance, like that new phone, so I'm not too upset over it. And I know that now that my debt has gone, there will be more savings in other areas as the months go on. So we are at $2,722.94 for the end of April. So like we are down over $1,500, which to some people might be discouraging, but for me, I'm not discouraged because that money was able to pay for things that if I hadn't have saved, I would have been, well, if I hadn't have had the money saved for my condo insurance, I wouldn't have renewed until after I got my statement probably in from my current, well, from my, I guess, my previous insurer, but I wouldn't have paid for that. But if I hadn't have saved the money in my technology to purchase the phone, I would have probably had to put it on a credit card and then tried to worry about that. So the fact that I am down doesn't bother me. For others, it might bother them, but this cash stuffing method really shows me that I can make progress, and it just allows me to not worry when I have to pay for something that I usually have the money there and I'm able to buy it. So yeah, I appreciate you being here so much. Again, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, just kind of about the work situation. If you have any great suggestions, I'm totally open to hearing suggestions. So yeah, I will catch you on the next one, which will be my Monday minis. Bye, everybody.